Welcome to Healing Depression channel. In this video, we would like to talk about pessimism. So many times, people who are going through a depressive episode, they feel that the kind of thoughts that are circulating in their mind are very pessimistic, like a chain of the pessimism. And the same people, when they compare the kind of thoughts that they have now with the period that they were experiencing a lot of happiness and joy, they may say there is a difference between the perception of life, how the things are working, how the universe is, how the universe is seen as a good place or a bad place, a beautiful place or a difficult place. Life is a challenge, or life is just so ease of flow. So during the depressive episode, the person start feeling that, the whole life apparently is like this. It's difficulty, sadness, grief. It just doesn't feel anymore high vibe and joy. And so one thing that we may consider is that if this emotion and feeling is coming from the body, so the body condition, for example, but also the other way is, we can see, before we go and talk more about the body and the body condition, so maybe also this perception is also the very normal perception of life and the universe that we have been having in the last period of our life. So the pessimism is coming from the emotion in the body, accumulated emotion or state of the body in terms of hormones, biology, how the organs are working, sensation, or this pessimism is coming from the way our mind has been structured, has been gradually programmed, that how life it is and how the things are good or bad or difficult or not difficult. Or usually with the mind we hear them from other people, we read them on news or books, or they are usually received from somewhere, or we have been having some experiences and they are accumulated by the mind. So there are two possibilities, and then going toward pessimism and trying to, if we feel, see if there is an opportunity to turn it around and become more optimist, because then when the mind and thoughts are more optimist, then the body reaction also to these thoughts is more uplifting and nicer and smoother and not challenging. But the pessimist mind and pessimist kind of thoughts and negativity, every time they are circulating in the mind, the surface of mind, the body has reaction to each of these thoughts. And then when there are a chain of them, the body keep producing this hormonic reactions, heart rate change, just the way that the cells are, the way that the whole muscles are, they change based on the positive or negative, gentle or violent. So And apparently the body really doesn't know what's going on, if it's reality or just the thoughts of mind. So one thing we can do as exercise is to see if we, during the day, even regardless of the thoughts and the perception of life, do we feel like this unease in our body? Like, do we have pains that have been for a long time for us, stomach, muscle, are the muscles are really mm, like soft? Do we feel like our heart is beating like, has been beating like very, very like healthy? We don't have heart palpitation, or we don't have like a dizziness in the head, or feeling of vomit, or lack of appetite. Everything that we consider a physical sickness. So because this, when the body is in the kind of sickness mood, then even when we hear the happiest, the most positive, optimist thought, there is a clash, because imagine the thought comes and the body is going to give a reaction. So what the body gives, the body reaction is mixed with pain and painful sensations, unease. So even if the body produces, it's a great idea, okay, plus um, 20 out of 20 score, but then because it's mixed then with the pain and unease, it's already reduced, probably maybe minus 10, so it will be 10 out of 20. So we are not going to be feeling great about great thoughts. So we are going to feel okay maybe about the great thoughts. And if the pain and unease is longer and longer, we gradually even just say, oh, I don't feel that it's even great. So it even maybe nonsense. So someone comes to you and says, what do you think about this beautiful river that you used to really enjoy, or someone that you really enjoy, or this game, what do you like to play, you always enjoy? When the body is at unease, then the answer is over time, no. Because the body is not producing the feeling. So the feeling is not coming. And so the thoughts have no feeling. So if it's in the body, then we can look into the body and try to see how we can turn it around. So with body awareness, body scan exercises, that we're gonna have a video about this, how to do the body scan. We can come to see the state of the body, and then see if the root of our pessimism, our lack of interest to the world, the source of our negativity, is coming from the body state or not. The other possibility is just the cause has been coming from the mind. So if we are in a very negative setting, so people are constantly talking about negative news or negative think about life. For example, I give you an example. I was traveling very slow and cheap from one country to another country, and gradually we often see how the culture change. And I arrived in this neighborhood that we meet someone, and on the way, all the way, I was traveling with people who were so kind with animals. Like if there is a cat, they smile at the cat, they talk to the cat sometimes give the food to the cat, they give a little massage to the cat, even they think if they want to adopt the cat. If it was a dog, they start saying, oh, such a beautiful, cute. But when I arrive in this new place, we are standing in the spot, and then there is a cat coming to us and start playing around, like rubbing his body to our feet. And we are just like, we were okay. Oh, cute, cute. Not really exaggerated, but because I'm not very fascinated with little things that come, especially with pets and animals. But then I was just okay. It was accepting for me, and the cat was doing its normal thing. And then one of the locals is passing, and we have a chat, and they have a comment about this cat, and saying that the animals in this neighborhood always look for something. So if they're around you, they want something from you. And then I felt in my body such a negative reaction of this pessimism about the whole story that was happening with the cat. And maybe it's correct. Maybe the cat wants the attention, and maybe in future there is a need that the cat wants me to fulfill, or we are going to fulfill. But this perception and this interpretation was not carried with me and other companion of me up to that neighborhood. So all the way the last weeks, every time like little animals comes, pets come around, was never this interpretation and this pessimistic, negative view that whatever cute things this animal is doing, forget it. And then there is this need that this animal is ultimately looking for fulfilling this. And then over the last weeks, I never had a negative reaction from my body when the animals were around, like cats and dogs. But when I arrived in the neighborhood, until we left the neighborhood, there was this negative reaction from my body when the cat was around. So even if the thoughts were saying, oh man, it's maybe true, maybe not, maybe mixed true, and okay, even if it's true, if you want to give something to the cat, this is also okay, because we have been doing this before. But just the interpretation that come from the neighborhood local was one layer on our perception, my perception. This caused my body to give negative reaction. It caused me and my response to the cat more closed and more cautious. So just being heard that there is this intention behind the cat's behavior already affected up to some degree the way that my perception was. So we can look, we can see and hear what people are talking around us, pessimist or not. The books we read, the authors that we are following, the news, are they drama, negative, future is just sad or worse? So if we are reading these things, if we are hearing these things, it's very normal that our perception of life is negative. And if we want to make a change, we need to look for positive interpretation. Positive interpretation doesn't mean we're going to cheat ourselves. No. We need to indeed see if there are anything positive happening. Because if we are not feeding our mind with positivity, every angle of life will be negative and pessimist. Recently I met someone who told me that if you think that the life and the world is a bad place to be, just remember every day 1 million flowers are blooming. If you think that the world is dark, it's cloudy, it's winter, remember there are many spots in the world right now on the earth that are sunny. If you think that it's a sad place. If you're sad, you have been sad. Remember, there are so many people right now who are really laughing and not thinking at all. If you feel that, if you think that, if you perceive that the life is full of poverty, just remember how many people are now in the restaurants and how many rich people exist. So if you are now feeling this sadness and aloneness, if you are having these thoughts or one thought that is giving you a hard time, negativity, that doesn't mean necessarily the world outside is negative and it's difficult. And this is just what is now your experience. And it has not been always like this in your past. And it's not going to necessarily be like this in the future. So it's not about 0 or 1, the world is all bad or all good. Is your current mind, the thoughts and emotions that are circulating in your body because of this point of life, the environment, the body, mind, and social. And then to change it, you need to look where you are, who are the people talking around you, what they are talking, and how your body feels, and how your mind is the product of all these things that are happening around you. And the way out is first to just being aware and not taking so hard, not overthinking. All the exercises we have been talking in this channel can be useful to gradually depart from the pessimist perception. And when it comes to thought, we should remember that we cannot fight them. They're just mental phenomenon. They're like signals, like electric signals. They just come and then disappear, come and disappear. Then they are not part of our brain. They are just like blood flow. They are just flow, and there is nothing else. So we want to fight clouds if we find it's similar to fighting thoughts. If we want to fight waves, they just come, they come and they disappear. The first thing to be with them, just let them be. Don't fight with them, and that's the first thing that they lose their importance. And then there are many exercises that we have been talking in this channel, and I invite you to follow them.